Just general advice nobody asked me for, but y'all can write this one down, you know, to take in. If you ever start feeling like you having to defend yourself and explain yourself to someone, just stop and question in your mind, why are you doing that right now?
Triangles work because you got one pole that holds all the power. But when the people who are being triangulated sort of look around and recognize what's happening, rather quickly, you could actually, like this, topple the power.
It kills me that people get so upset about my opinion on my channel when there are people that are literally getting 20, 40, 60 times as many views on my channel, and they ain't getting no hate on their channels.
50% of the people that come across you and your content are not going to like you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And sometimes some of those 50, they'll cross over into the 50 that likes you. And then the ones, your biggest stands, your biggest fans, you'll do one thing one day they don't like, and now they're another 50%. But no matter what, half the people and robots that you interact with online, not going to like you.
What do you want to do with YouTube? What do you want your efforts to look like? How much time is worth it to you? And how long do you want to stick to it?
For a while, I felt like if I changed my content over time, that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value. That is a very weak and passive way to, run my channel and live my life. I've realized that I need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel, and I've also created a culture of apathy and a lot of cruelty as well.
Every YouTuber at some point should be asking themselves questions like these.
The thing is, if you end up making content that's not what they want you to say,
they will ban you. We know this, right? But some people have to do that regardless.
Well, guess what? When you're banned, your voice, what does it do to your voice?
Well, you're saying things that are so obvious that we know it gets suppressed and you have to go to different platforms, but the platforms are still there.
You are allowed to tell your personal story. They're not going to like you. You got to like your own. That's why y'all got to do your affirmations. I trust myself 3 times. I love myself 3 times. I believe in myself. I honor myself. I value myself. So that whenever people are coming at you some type of sideways, it don't really matter because you made it 30 years without them and you're going to make it another 30. Who cares? Okay. 50% of the people come across you and then they're not going to like you. Obviously, it's a little bit broad strokes. Maybe 58% of people are going to like you, which would be phenomenal. You would be batting higher than average.
These platforms,
here we go.
They have rules. And if you don't follow the rules, you're out.
And also when I was speaking about it, I knew what the risk I was taking.
But then if you knew that, then that was dumb.
Okay, you realize that some people need to do this. Some people need to put things on the line, just like the guy you had earlier. Yeah. The whistleblower who's he might lose his job to tell the truth.
Well, Sneeko, I agree with you.
So, but what you're saying, like you keep saying as if we don't know that there's favoritism on social media. Everybody knows this, but some people are going to tell the truth regardless. And if you don't have those people, the truth never gets out there.
So I think it's, if I'm going to have the balls to go to Tana's fan meetup and say slurs at her and then make a video about how it's okay to say slurs, I think I should have the balls to make an apology video and take accountability for the mistakes I've made. So that's what this video is.
Not everyone wants to be a martyr, bro.
So you don't have to be a martyr. I'm saying if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But don't try to say that like it's something we don't know. People need to tell the truth regardless of what the consequences are.
But we both know you were warned and you still did it. And then
yes. But the bigger point is that no matter what happens, tell the truth.
What do you want to do with YouTube? How do you make YouTube fit you? Because you can have all of that and have nothing if it's not what you actually want.
And I justified it because, I didn't think it was too serious. And I thought that people were going to see that I had good intentions, but that's so silly, Casual racism is still racism. Casual bigotry is still bigotry. And, I said a lot of things that I look back at and I cringe now and I'm like, that is an awful thing to say. It doesn't matter what my intentions are. Like if I'm hurting people, I'm hurting people.
You can have all of that and have nothing if you absolutely burn out and you have to stop from what you're doing. So whatever you decide to do needs to fit you. It needs to fit what you want to do with YouTube.
Is that what the life that you want people to live? No. That's what I would be doing. That's if I was a mainstream YouTuber, I would be making nonsense content, selling a lie, not telling the truth. Some people need to do it. You can decide, do you want to make more money and then not tell the truth and not have convictions? Or do you want to tell the truth regardless and make a difference in the world?
When you feel like you're out of breath defending yourself, just stop. Oh, but the fans pay the bills, and that is a dangerous trap. That is a slippery slope. But the bills. No, you have to have your non-negotiables. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thing is, if you end up making content that's not what they want you to say,
They will ban you. We
Yes.
know this, right? But some people have to do that regardless.
We need to understand these patterns and become a united front against them.
I take more pride in that. I'm more happy with myself and my soul than having the $20 million. What are you really going to do with that extra money? You can't take it with you when you die.
And that is why you cannot worship money as your God. You cannot, every time something happens, we're calls into question your character, you cannot fall back and say, but the money, but the bills, but the food.
You have so much power with the audience you have.
I understand. I grew up in a trailer on a bayou, okay? I understand the pressure. But you do have to have an allegiance to something higher than money too.
It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave, and it's not. It's super irresponsible and shitty.
You can decide, do you want to make more money and then not tell the truth and not have convictions, or do you want to tell the truth regardless and make a difference in the world? If you want to make more money and run around with celebrities and sell your soul, that's fine.
And that's stupid, and it's led to a lot of hate and a lot of bad outcomes.
That even after he acknowledges that he was in the wrong, he still shit talks me.
Even this is the ways in which content creators can use their fans for completely terrible things. And absolutely, if you got a fan base, you can encourage them to do stuff.
If you want to sell it, okay. But that's not, you should not say it's a mistake to have conviction.
It is personal. We aren't pawns and knights and bishops. We are people.
And they ain't getting no hate on their channels. They ain't getting nobody coming from, I mean, unless those views aren't real. There's ways to figure that out. Maybe a few of us have. Maybe it's all smoke and mirrors. Maybe y'all don't have them subscribers and those views.
Sub for sub.
Maybe y'all have really good PR people and a lot of money.
Right now we've only got 4, and this one doesn't even have my name on it. So we're going to attempt to purchase fake play buttons from the internet.
We need to be real here. YouTube simply isn't the same for small channels as it is for larger channels. Small channels have different rules. They don't perform the same as larger channels.
Don't fall into those pitfalls of following what some of the large content creators have done and what they're doing, because keep in mind, they may not have ads running. They may be demonetized.
I'm a human, I'm a real human who makes mistakes, and I make a different set of mistakes than the people I was making videos on, but it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
It's really a choice of, do you want to sell your soul or not? I would rather tell the truth. My soul is not for sale.
Girl, all this smoke and mirrors to me, and listen, it's coming out, okay? Not buying views and buying subscribers,
It is not the algorithm, it is you.
Audiences literally act different around small channels than they do around large channels. And this has much less to do with the YouTube platform itself and much more to do with human psychology.
That you recognize, in all of those cases, that you recognize the game that is being played and ask yourself, is this really the dynamic that I want to get stuck into? This kind of gamesmanship?
Yeah, but your rhetoric is that you should have done this. You could have made more money. You could have had Twitter. You could have had Snapchat. You could have had YouTube. Whatever. You lose it, and then you still do it anyway. You still succeed regardless.
and that's good for you.
Oh, so then why do you keep bringing it up as if it's something that I made a mistake?
And that's what these people want to do. They want to do it to you. They want to do it to me. They want to do it to anybody that's trying to lead a movement into changing the status quo. They want you to feel bad for something that isn't your fault.
So until we figure it out and draw together and stop playing their game, this is going to keep happening. But that's how we can address this.
You're watching all of us out there that aren't getting that many views. You're copying us. You're waiting 2 days until all the stories are out there. Then you take the combined information, you throw it into one video. We get a lot of backlash from it. You take the opposing side of that because you know that's going to make you more favorable. Like, it's always like, oh, I want to be famous, or I want to be this, I want to be that.
Advice for all the people, like, if you really do want clout, and if these people, celebrities, influencers, make you jealous, stop hating and try to get your money up. Try to get some followers too. It's not as easy as it seems. It doesn't mean, like, just because you're dancing doesn't mean there's no talent. You have to put yourself out there. You have to build your confidence. You need to work on your camera presence.
Like, I've got to reinvent myself somehow because this is not working for me. And my career is slowly dying in front of my face.
I'm going to strive to continue on that trend. I want the mistakes to be a lot smaller and a lot less serious.